Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host, Belmont. And in a very rare move from Microsoft and Xbox, they are allowing a development company to take their time. We got this from Eurogamer. Yes, Rare's Everwild is still in development, and Xbox is committed to giving the team the time it needs. We can give those teams time. Almost 6 years on from its debut, Xbox CEO of gaming Phil Spencer has confirmed that Rare's mysterious fantasy deer adventure Everwild is still in development. Despite being first revealed in late 2019 with a gorgeous teaser and then shown again in summer of 2020 with a slightly more revealing trailer, we've heard very little about the game. Honestly, I thought this game was axed. I didn't think they were still developing it, but let's see what it says. Talking to the Xbox Era podcast, however, Spencer had good news for those who feared the game may have been quietly canceled, revealing the team was making progress. I was recently out at Rare. It's nice to see the team with Everwild and the progress they are making, Spencer said. When asked, reflected, when Spencer said, when asked, reflect on what first party games still in development he was most looking forward to. Yes, that's a weird sentence. Copy editor. Uh, it has been a while, and we've been able to give those teams time in what they're doing, which is a good and still have a portfolio like we have. It's like a dream that Matt Booty and I have had for a long time, so it's finally good to be there. We can give those teams time. Earlier today, we reported that in the same podcast, Spencer said he's not trying to move PS5 and PC players all over to Xbox anymore, acknowledging that players are also invested in where our games are. All we want to do now is allow more people to play Xbox games on other systems. Yeah, that's because Xbox is desperately chasing money. They've really hurt themselves with Game Pass, I believe. Spencer acknowledged that whilst selling games on competitor devices means Xbox only recoups 70% of the sales, that 70% still helps Xbox build great portfolios. That's how you know this is other than Eurogamer name. If this was called anything other than Eurogamer, I would immediately assume this was European because they use the term whilst. What is this favorite? No, I don't want that. That's it. That's it. That's the article. Oh, I thought it was longer than that. But yeah, this is very interesting news. I was one of the people who honestly believed that Everwild had been quietly canceled or secretly canceled. I thought maybe that Xbox was making moves to actually eliminate Rare in its entirety, given that Rare's biggest property is Donkey Kong, which is basically a Nintendo property. And I believe Nintendo has the rights for it now. I think Rare still produces it, but Nintendo has the right. I'd have to look into that. In fact, let's check that out right now. Does Nintendo own Donkey Kong? Yes, Nintendo has always owned Donkey Kong character and franchise. Donkey Kong was created by Shigeru Miyamoto for Nintendo, and while Rare developed Donkey Kong games, they did so with Nintendo's permission under their own ownership. Even after Microsoft acquired Rare in 2002, Nintendo retained the rights to the Donkey Kong characters and franchise. Well, yep, there you have it. So I assume Rare still makes them because I think Rare did the um, remaster of Donkey Kong Country 2 because they made the game, so why wouldn't they remaster it? But the fact that they're still making Everwild after all this time and that Xbox is actually willing to give them the time they need is quite a dramatic change for Xbox and Microsoft. They are notorious for interfering with the development of games, forcing rushed games, making studios put out unfinished products. Almost every AAA company is now. But Xbox, for a while there, had a reputation of either rushing a game to release or outright canceling it a almost finished game. So here's hoping that I don't want to watch the interview. Let's see if we can find the Everwild teaser from a while ago. So this was, yeah, we know it's a new IP. Go. This is what they were releasing, right? Rareware. I don't think Rareware exists anymore. It was a thing of shareware, and Rareware were a thing back in the day. But our world has a rhythm. It looks gorgeous. It's a very interesting concept. You play like a mystical deer, I believe, or that's what I thought it was. Because Rare is very well known for you play animals in their games. There's a lot of games they have where you play animals. I think even the one where you played like a fairy, you morphed into animals and elementals and creatures like that. Yeah, you look at it, it looks good. Looks like a good game graphically. I like the art style. This pseudo anime look. It's not like straight up anime, but it's not also too cartoony. They're semi-realistic looking, but they have like a cartoony feel to them. But yeah, this is the teaser. I thought it was, so I guess this is the deer. I wonder what these people do. So we don't know. We really know very little about this game. Raising a deer or resurrecting a deer, maybe. But like, I was led to believe this is the main character. This is who you are in the game, and these are just probably a framing device and or characters you interact with because they, brought brought the deer back from the dead. Yeah, see, there's a deer and a spirit looking thing, and then a person. So they're doing their own version of probably like a holy trinity or a spiritual trinity or whatnot. But it looked really good. It looked really interesting. We have no idea what it's about yet, but I'm just good to, well, I'm good. I'm glad to see that Microsoft isn't stepping on the toes or secretly canceling this game. I'm glad that Rare's still making stuff because they really need a new IP, especially one to help Microsoft. But let's see where it goes. It's got to be nearing completion at this point. It's been almost 6 years, so that's around the time, 6 to 8 years is around the time it takes to make a game beginning to end now with all the advances in technology and whatnot. There's still a lot they have to do. And Rare's notorious for putting out actual polished and completed games, not janky, crazy shit like Cyberpunk was on release. Supposedly, I don't know. I played it on the Xbox One Elite system, and that has a hybrid hard drive, which is solid state and hard state, and it had very little problem playing the game. High-end PCs. I had a friend who had a high-end PC. He said he had almost no issues playing Cyberpunk, but there's tons of games that come out that have had major issues. And Rare isn't usually a company known for that. So the fact that they're being given time to make their game complete, so there's no issues, so it's a full story, so it runs and behaves the way it should, smoothly, properly. Major, major step forward for Microsoft as a company. Microsoft's making a lot of good moves lately, and I only see them going up as a company in this state. I haven't looked at their stock to see if that's gone up, but a lot of people think it's like they're circling the drain, so this is why they're doing this shit, and maybe they were, but they've decided to turn on their onboard motor, drop it in the water, and instead of paddling their way out of this mess, they're gonna speedboat out, which I'm fine with. But that's all I have for this video. This is Belmont signing out.